Hi, my name is Martin Fahn, and I'm a field CTO here with CloudCasa. And in this demo, we're going to be talking about backup and restore of containerized virtual machines, specifically within the Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization platform. So as more and more users embark on their journey with containerized virtualization, using solutions like Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization, we're making the necessary changes within CloudCasa to support those backups of these containerized VMs. Before we get started, let me just give you the lay of the land here. I'm logged into my OpenShift console, and if I drill down into it through the virtualization tab under virtual machines, you can see that I have a VM running within a namespace called MyApp within a project called MyApp. And what I want to do is back up this virtual machine using CloudCasa. So to back up the VM, I'll go into my CloudCasa interface here by logging into cloudcasa-io, and I'll need to register the OpenShift cluster, and that can be done under the cluster overview section under add cluster. We'll give this cluster a name, call it Red Hat OpenShift cluster, and simply click register at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen there. Once I click that register button, it's going to give me a kubectl apply statement that I can copy and paste into my Red Hat OpenShift cluster to install the lightweight agent that is going to enable me to communicate to that cluster and back up the namespace and containing VM within that namespace. So after copying the command here, I can launch into my OpenShift terminal window and just simply copy and paste that command listed here. So you can see I've been given a warning here, but overall, what I'm looking for is for that CloudCasa agent to be installed within my cluster under a namespace cloudcasa-io. And you can see that that kube agent is indeed in a running state. And if I jump back to my CloudCasa dashboard listed here, you can see that the agent installation has been successful and the status of my cluster is now in an active state. So once my cluster has reached an active state, what I can do is define a backup policy against it. So here I will click on the backups menu and just simply define a new backup of my Red Hat OpenShift cluster. Now, if you recall, the namespace under which that VM resided was a namespace called MyApp, so I'll go ahead and select that as a source for my backup. And I can also enable other options listed here, from filtering by labels or resource types, and also performing a snapshot only or backup to an object storage destination of my choosing here. I'll also have the ability to add pre and post application hooks to my backup job, which are essentially scripts that can run within the container to query databases or run predefined scripts before and after the storage snapshot is taken. I'll be able to define a backup policy, how often I want to run this backup of my VMs. So here I can customize a schedule of my choosing. Finally, I'll just give my backup job a name. I'll call this my app Fedora VM backup and just simply create and run that backup job. So I'll be able to see the job run through the dashboard here and just click on the hyperlink for that backup job. And as the backup job is progressing, I'll be able to see what activity is being presented within my job log, from the resources that it is backing up to the snapshots that it is taking. Now, once completed, what I'm going to see here in my backup status is a separate tab containing the VMs that have been successfully backed up from that namespace. And as you can see here, I can see the Fedora VM backup completed successfully, along with the snapshots that have been taken of that VM. In this next section, we're going to be talking about restoring my VM from one OpenShift cluster to another OpenShift cluster. And here what I have, in addition to my on-prem bare metal cluster, is another OpenShift cluster that has been deployed to AWS. And what I can do is back up the containerized VM from my original source cluster and restore it to the AWS infrastructure provider. I'll just need to ensure that I have a bare metal compute node on which to schedule this VM. So one of the VMs within your cluster deployed on AWS needs to be of type bare metal, as you can see here. So with that being said, I'll just need to jump to my CloudCasa dashboard and define a restore job of the backup that I had run previously. So here is the original backup that I took from my bare metal cluster, and I can select the recovery point listed here and then choose the namespace that I want to restore containing the VM. In this case, that namespace was my app. And I'll restore that to the destination cluster that I have just added to my enterprise in the same exact manner as you saw previously. So I'll go ahead and select that destination OpenShift cluster. And because I am restoring to a new infrastructure, I'll need to remap my storage classes from my Ceph RBD storage class to a new storage class supported by Amazon. In this case, I'll choose GP3 CSI. So I'll give my restore job a name, and then just simply select save and restore. So at this point, my restore job is running. I can monitor the restore activity through the activity log. And you may notice that I received some warnings here saying that I'm restoring to an older version of Kubernetes here. Some things might not work as expected, and we can take a look at how we can make modifications to that VM in order to ensure that it starts. So at this point, my restore job is completed. I can jump to the destination cluster in my restore job, check out the virtual machines that are listed here, and you can see that that new Fedora VM is now in a starting state, and I can check out the details of that Fedora VM. As you can see here, I am getting an unsupported configuration message saying that the virtual machine type does not support the later version that I am trying to restore from. So what I can do is just jump to my command prompt and lower the version of that machine type to one supported by my destination cluster. So I can just simply copy and paste an OC patch command to convert my VM down to something that is compatible with the version of Kubernetes and KubeVirt that is running on my destination cluster here. And once the VM is patched, I can go into the virtual machine settings listed here and just simply restart my VM. And as you can see, it's now in a running state. So this is how we can perform backups and restores of containerized VMs running within OpenShift clusters. If you have any questions, feel free to visit our website at cloudcasa.io. Thank you.